one breast, two love, and living life victoriously. Chapter 3. First visit with the Doctor of Healing. A few days after talking with my youngest son, I had the most important appointment in my life. It was my first visit with Dr. Allison, Doctor of Healing, the oncologist. I woke up early in the morning and began preparing to meet a woman who would share a medical diagnosis and treatment plan with me that would require me to trust in the healing power of the Lord. It was time for me to totally put my life in the hands of the Doctor of Healing, knowing that God was in control of all of her decisions concerning me. The moment finally came when I walked into the medical building to meet the Doctor of Healing. I felt calm and supported as I had several friends who accompanied me. I remember thinking, I have God and my friends with me, and I will walk courageously on this journey to recovery. While checking in at the medical station, I was greeted warmly and with a beautiful smile. Before I could sit down and get comfortable, my name was called. My heart started pounding and I became anxious. I thought, oh, okay, God, now I am going to hear what is happening inside of my precious body according to medical science. The medical assistant greeted us cheerfully. It was as if she knew us. We were taken into a large room, big enough to accommodate all of us comfortably. We all had a seat, and in less than 5 minutes, the Doctor of Healing knocked on the door and entered. She looked me straight in the eyes and reached out her hand as I reached out mine, and we shook hands. She introduced herself, and I introduced myself, along with each one of the ladies that was with me. The handshake that I received from the Doctor of Healing made me know immediately that God had placed me in the best hands ever. Before she even opened her mouth, I could feel an energy of deep concern and determination to eliminate the unwanted visitor in my left breast. After the introduction, I gave the Doctor of Healing my full attention. I was ready to hear exactly what the medical test revealed and what my doctor thought of the test results. As she started talking, two of the ladies started whispering at the same time. They started sharing unpleasant and unwanted information about other people they knew. It was unbelievable. They were in a conversation all to themselves. I thought, oh, where do they think they are? Eventually, Lady of Love, who was a dear friend and who was not participating in the conversation, spoke up and told the two women that their conversation was inappropriate and this was not the time or place to be discussing what they were discussing. They both looked at her, rolled their eyes, mumbled, and then they discontinued their conversation about death. Hearing about the death of someone else at that time was definitely not for my highest good. After ending their conversation, they both started asking the doctor question after question concerning the diagnosis. I thought, when am I going to get a turn? They would not be silent. What I know today that I did not understand then was that they both were fearful about the diagnosis. Them discussing death and being talkative was possibly their way of expressing their fear. The doctor stated that she wanted to examine me and asked the ladies to leave the room. The ladies left the room slowly and hesitantly. I told the ladies, "I will be out soon. Get out." We all gave a slight chuckle. As the doctor of healing began to examine me, I could see and sense the concern on her face, and her body language was talking loud and clear. She told me that the tumor was very large and that the cancer in my left breast was aggressive and fast growing. She said, "We are going to have to pull out the big guns for you." I said to myself, I have already pulled out the big gun, God, and He is on the job right now. I sat there listening to the doctor tell me that cancer was in my left breast and had the ability to spread throughout my body. I immediately asked God to talk to me. Talk to me, Lord. Please remind me of the absolute truth. I heard God say, "Judge not according to appearance and what you hear. I am with you, Tina Maria." I had to consciously be in the moment and remember that I could not allow fear to have its way. I thought, I cannot give fear a second in my mind, and if I do, cancer will take over my body. I knew that with God, all things were possible, and I was not going to allow cancer to have my body. Cancer was an unwanted visitor, and it was time for it to go right now. After silently talking to God, I looked at my doctor and asked, "When will I begin chemotherapy?" She replied, "You will have surgery first to have a catheter port inserted into your right breast in order to administer the chemotherapy." She explained the procedure and possible side effects of the chemotherapy. As she was describing possible side effects, I repeated silently, "That is not the truth about Tina Maria. My body will not have any adverse effects during chemotherapy. I declare it in the name of Jesus." After the doctor explained everything in detail, not missing a beat, she also gave me some instructions and pamphlets which included more information about my temporary health condition. No, I did not read the information when I got home. I thought, let me immediately toss all this information in the trash. After all, that is where garbage belongs. It was not my desire to know all the details, especially since divine love was cleansing me.